German Sarah Wahl is the only female conservationist to work at the Cúc Phương National Park's Turtle Conservation Center. It has been 4 years since she decided to devote all her time and efforts to wildlife conservation in Vietnam. Coming from Germany, a country with less plentiful wildlife, Sarah well understands the importance of wildlife in a developing country like Vietnam. And with a special interest in turtles, she's doing all she can to help the poor creatures that are at risk of extinction. Hello, welcome to another show of Expat Living. And the theme for today's show is wildlife conservation. Last year, we had a chance to visit Cúc Phương National Park to see the conservation efforts for the langurs. And today, we are revisiting the place and meet the people who are behind the efforts to save the turtles from being extinct. Let's get to the story of Sarah Wahl. Today, I'm heading to Cúc Phương Turtle Conservation Center, where Sarah now works. Hello, Sarah.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Everything is fine in the center?
Yes, perfect day for visiting TCC. Sunny, so that's what our turtles like.
All right.
So please.
Yeah, this is my first time visiting the center, so
yeah.
Could you show me around?
Of course.
I can see here like an information room that gives provides some information for people, like tourists.
The visitor center is relatively new, a new addition to the TCC, because we think education is the first step of conservation. In the 80s and in the 90s, a lot of turtles were hunted in Vietnam or in bordering countries like Laos and Cambodia, and they were hunted for the demand of traditional medicine.
So that's why you put these boards here.
Yes.
Information so that people know how severe the situation
yes.
is. There is something else you can show me. That
yes.
Where are our turtles?
We will see who is out.
You got the tanks here to hold the turtles, right?
Yes, so this is for tourists nice to see aquatic species. Because usually if you go to a pond, you don't see a turtle, you know, you maybe see a head or you see something swimming by, but here you can see them nicely swimming in the tank.
It's very beautiful. What's so special with this kind of creature?
So right now, this is the four-eyed turtle.
Are they rare?
Yeah, it's an endangered species. They are also native to Vietnam.
What else could you tell me?
So this is a very special species. Very important for Vietnam.
It must be some kind of rare species or endangered species.
This is the Vietnamese pond turtle. It only occurs in central Vietnam, in Quang Ngai. And we only know of 2 wild populations. This is a species that you will lose forever if you don't learn how to, you know, protect the habitat. And leave some space for wildlife, you know.
So we got here the keeled box turtle.
Yes, this is a species, an endangered species. It's the only turtle species native to Cúc Phương National Park. It's very difficult to see them. Of course, when you know what you're looking for, it's a little bit easier.
So that's the turtle we're talking about.
Yes, it's called a keeled box turtle because it has 3 keels here. Also called box turtle because this turtle can close its shell completely. You can see they have a hinge here. So they can actually go all the way into the shell and are very well protected from predators.
Turtles appeared around 250 million years ago as dinosaurs dominated the world. When the dinosaurs died out, turtles still survived. But while nature couldn't kill them, humans are posing huge threats to their existence. Illegal trafficking in meat or for traditional medicine as pets and narrowing habitat are driving turtles to a critical situation. The number of turtles in Vietnam has dropped dramatically in recent decades, but as part of efforts to improve the situation, conservation centers have been set up. The Turtle Conservation Center in Cô Phương is one. Studying business administration and then working for global IT giant IBM, Sarah Wahl turned to wildlife conservation for her career. Studying about wildlife in the Netherlands, Sarah then came to volunteer at Cô Phương Turtle Conservation Center 4 years ago.
Good morning, September of 2010. I first came here to the national park to write my final thesis about the keeled box turtle. Is the turtle species native to Cô Phương National Park, and it was the first time for me in the field. You know, before I always worked for a zoo or some kind of captive environment. In the forest is very challenging, especially for somebody from Europe. But it was a lot of fun. I would like to come back and work here in Cô Phương National Park. Then the Asian Turtle Program gave me the opportunity to come here and work in conservation for Vietnam.
This endangered keeled box turtle was recently handed over to the center from an owner in Hanoi. Sarah started her usual job by checking the turtle's measurements, health, and put her in the quarantine area before releasing it into the center's care.
When we get a new turtle into the TCC, what we do is we make an identification sheet for that turtle. So if we put it in any enclosure, if we need to check its health, then we can write down on its ID sheet if it was sick, you know, or did it not eat for a while. So it's very important to follow one animal's development.
Sarah also tries to fix some minor injuries to the turtle shell. Thanks to her fascination for the creatures, she can do such things all day.
You shouldn't keep turtles as pets at home because it's a lot of people don't know how to take care of a turtle. Not in a bad way, you know, but they maybe don't know what the turtle needs to eat. Also, you know, the climate can be very different in a house than out in the forest.
There are around 600 turtles, representing 15 of Vietnam's 23 native species at this center. It's a huge task for Sarah and other staff at the center to care for this large number of turtles every day. But whenever she's free, Sarah wants to take care of the small hatchlings.
You know, you have to think about, do I really need a turtle as a pet? Or would I like to see it back in the forest where it belongs? A lot of people feed the turtles vegetables and fruit, but the turtles don't really want to eat that, you know, especially that species. They want to eat worms or snails. They are more carnivorous than they are, you know, vegetarian.
Cleaning the wash basin is just the first part of the task. Sarah needs to find something to feed the little creatures, and worms farmed in the center are their favorite food.
We try to farm the worms, which is very difficult. Now in winter, we have worms once a week, and we offer it to the turtles. But now that their metabolism slows down in winter, they don't always want to eat.
Dogs like this also play an important role among activities held in the center. Momo, one of Sarah's dogs, is undergoing a training course today. Using the shells of dead turtles and some favorite dog food, Sarah tries to train the dog to find turtles. Turtle detection dogs would be a helpful research tool that increase the chance of success for field surveys, which used to require extensive man-hours.
I also train dogs for them because they also do field surveys in other parts of Vietnam. And in the field, it's very difficult to find a turtle. You know, the human eye is not as strong as a dog's nose. So like the turtle hunters in Vietnam, we also use dogs not to hunt the turtles, but to find them, to count them and see in which areas are still good populations, or can we even find any turtle. So it's a little bit difficult, but we had good success. For example, one of the dogs that I'm training right now, last year in March, found a killed box turtle after 10 minutes in the forest. It found it. So that was very good sign that we are going in the right direction with the dog training.
Located at Cúc Phương National Park, 120 kilometers southwest from Hanoi, the Turtle Conservation Center was established by Fauna Flora International in 1998 as a rescue and holding center for tortoise and freshwater turtles, which were seen in the extensive illegal wildlife trade during the 1980s and 1990s. And after more than a decade, with the efforts of the staff and Vietnamese and foreign volunteers, the results have been encouraging. Today, the center serves as the regional flagship for tortoise and freshwater turtle conservation efforts and for educating the public about the critical threat to the survival of turtles in Vietnam.
I want to tell Vietnamese people that the whole myth about traditional medicine is a big problem for wildlife, not just for turtles, but for any species here in Vietnam. And me coming from Europe, you know, I can recommend that you take medicine that the doctor in a hospital subscribes and not, you know, do self-medicating with things that you don't, there's no scientific proof for that medicine, so it can be also dangerous to take it.
After years devoting her time and efforts for the conservation of wildlife in Vietnam, Sarah feels closer and more connected to the country. And now, apart from that, she has another reason to stay in Vietnam for a longer time. Want to find out what it is? Join us. Coming to Vietnam, Sarah found the career she loves. And more than that, she found the man she loves. Overcoming the barriers of culture and language, Dai, a local man, is the one who succeeds to make Sarah stay.
We couldn't speak with each other. He didn't know a lot of English, I didn't know any Vietnamese. So he was working that night in the restaurant, or he was there. And when we left, when we paid, I walked past him and he winked at me. First, a very funny feeling about it, but then as we spent more time together, you know, sometimes you don't need a lot of words to know that that's somebody that you really like.
Lúc đầu thì em chả biết tiếng Anh, vợ em thì không biết tiếng Việt, cũng nói chuyện chỉ qua cử động với ấy vậy thôi.
Living and working in Vietnam, Sarah receives a lot of support from the family of Dai. She was introduced to the Vietnamese culture and lifestyle. Sarah gradually adapts to life in Vietnam, and also she's moving into a deeper relationship with a guy who was born in Ninh Bình.
After 2 years, we just realized if we in Vietnam want to be together, because it's different than in Europe. You cannot just live together, you know, it's always different. So we said, now we're such a long time together, we should get married.
With the approval from their families, in November 2013, A wedding took place between Sarah and Dai. Sarah's relatives also flew from Germany to attend the wedding. Sarah says she's enjoying her life now in Vietnam, as her husband's family understands her well and gives her a lot of time so she can adapt to the local lifestyle. For Sarah now, Vietnam is surely her home.